A wonderful evening, Dean of Sense, a faculty coordinator, Dr. Bagubali A, honored guests, and as well as participants. We, the students of VIT University, believe in inspiring different communities, organizations, and individuals. IETE, the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, VIT, is one of the leading recognized student chapters in VIT devoted to the advancement of science, technology, telecommunications, and IT. IET strives to provide different platforms to the students for their technological advancements. We at IET VIT conduct various workshops and classroom sessions throughout the semester. Our team opens doors to multiple developments going on around the globe. There is new research every day, a new idea, a new technology. To grow in this fast-paced technological era, one needs to know about these technologies. IET helps students in sharing knowledge, invoking a sense of appreciation of emerging technology trends. We are a team of budding enthusiasts with a vision. Gathering all of you here today brings us one step closer to our mission, the mission of spreading knowledge and making it available for every student. We were awarded the Best Student Chapter Award in VIT for the academic year 2018-19 for our excellence in conducting events, workshops, national technical symposiums, social initiative, outreach, technological, and cultural fests. 2020 wasn't a very happening year for most of us. However, we at IETE have combated this challenging situation and transformed it into an opportunity to motivate young minds and students. We are extremely proud to announce that we are back with the 36 hours of creation, innovation, and development. We are back with IET's flagship hackathon, AccessDenied'. AccessDenied'21 is a 3-day long event from the 19th of March to the 21st of March. We hope to provide a grand platform to the participants to showcase their technical skills by applying their knowledge and logic to real-life problems. We welcome undergraduate participants from all around the country and abroad. AccessDenied' aims to bring out the participants' creative and development skills and encourage innovation and community building. The winners will be awarded exclusive goodies, swags, certificates, and exciting cash prizes. Each team must contain around 2 to 5 participants. In a hackathon, curiosity, the willingness to participate and learn more about working in technology is much more important than your current experience level. The only prerequisite of this hackathon is a laptop with a good internet connection, garnished with the motivation to build new projects. Over the next 3 days, we have organized various sessions and mini events for you to have a wholesome learning experience at AccessDenied'. We promise to provide all the participants the experience to interact and work with various mentors and gain knowledge about companies and their contributions. The submission deadline for your hackathon project is on Sunday, the 21st of March at 10:30 a.m. We have a Discord channel where all the participants can interact and collaborate with each other. So if you have not joined our Discord server yet, please do it right now in order to not miss important updates and notifications from us. Please check your emails for the link to the server. Now, Riti will be speaking about the exciting tracks we have at AccessDenied'.
Thank you, Madhu. AccessDenied'21 is a hack for beginners and experts alike with the following futuristic tracks. Blockchain and cryptocurrency. The blockchain and cryptocurrency tracks lets you showcase your technical skills by contributing your ideas as solutions to real-life problems using the blockchain technology to reduce the risk of being hacked and cheated. Women in Tech. Women in Tech track is mainly designed to encourage women to participate in hackathons to come up with ingenious ideas. This track focuses on increasing the participation rate of women in technical fields, which can make a great impact on this community. Any team comprising of at least 50% women and a woman leader is eligible to choose this track to exhibit their technical skills by applying logic to solve real-life problems. Robotics and IoT. The Robotics and IoT tracks gives you an opportunity for displaying your practical knowledge and by creating and assembling the best solutions to solve real-world issues by combining the concepts of IoT with robotics. Health Tech. AccessDenied'21 gives you a chance to integrate technology with medicine to solve the real-life issues and healthcare industry by brainstorming and building innovative solutions under healthcare track. Education. Technology, when integrated with curriculum, can revolutionize the learning process. Open innovation. A great idea is only as good as your ability to make it happen. Have an amazing idea just waiting to be implemented? This is your chance to take action and turn those ideas to reality. And now for the most anticipated announcement, the prizes. AccessDenied'21 is the perfect opportunity for you to be rewarded for your technical expertise and willingness to learn with the following jaw-dropping prizes. The team with the best project in terms of idea and implementation in Access Denied will be awarded with the first prize, which entails 20,000 rupees worth of cash prize, merchandise and swag packs, memento, 30% off premium counseling from Yocket, 90% off on all online courses of coding blocks, paid internship opportunity at GUVI, free workshop from DHT, Clerky Company Lifetime Package, Azure credits. The runner-up team in Access Denied will be awarded with the second prize, which includes 15,000 rupees worth of cash prize, merchandise and swag pack, memento, 30% off premium counseling from Yocket, 90% off on all online courses of coding blocks, paid internship opportunity at GUVI, promo code from DHT, Azure credits. The second runner-up team in Access Denied will be awarded with the third prize, which includes 10,000 rupees worth of cash prize, merchandise and swag packs, memento, 30% off premium counseling from Yocket, 90% off on all online courses of coding blocks, paid internship opportunity at GUVI, Azure credits, and $20 Linode credits. Now, I would like to mention the track prizes. Rupees 3,000 for the winning team of Health Tech track, rupees 3,000 for the winning team of Education track, 100 USD for any team with at least 50% women and women leader stands a chance to win in the Women in Tech track. Rupees 3,000 for the winning team of the blockchain and cryptocurrency track, rupees 3,000 for the winning team of robotics and IoT track, and rupees 3,000 as well for the winning team of open innovation track. Now, I would like to talk about the special prizes which we have at Access Denied. Best UI UX implementation, rupees 3,000. The winning team for this prize gets rupees 3,000. Every team is eligible for this prize. Best idea. The winning team for this prize gets rupees 3,000. Even every team is eligible for this. Best AR VR hack powered by Eco AR. Any team implementing AR VR technology and incorporating Eco AR platform in their project is applicable for this prize. They will win an exclusive Amazon gift card of $50 and a 3-month business year for free. Advantage internship and full-time job opportunity. The top 3 teams that makes the best web project with Angular or best Android app would be eligible for an interview with Advantage Technologies USA. Challenged by QMAX Systems. Any team that proposes the best solution to the problem statement proposed by QMAX Systems win a personalized dev kit for all its teammates. Top 3 ML projects using Sashido. The top 3 teams that have created a project with ML and Sashido would have a short blog post and special prizes from Sashido. The teams that show skill and interest related to what we do at Sashido and have excellent spoken and written English would get an internship opportunity at Sashido. Internship opportunity in Tribe. Any team implementing HR technology is eligible for an internship with Tribe. And now I would like you to walk through the itinerary of our hackathon. So after this, we will be having a session with Anca. And then at 11 p.m., we will have a session on Git and GitHub by Seema Sarhan. Tomorrow, we will start at 10:30 a.m. with a session by Grace Ling on UI UX. At 12 p.m., we will have a session by Eddie George on open source and effective community building. At 7 p.m., we will have an AgTech session by Balaji Vasudevan. And at 8:30, we will be having the project review by IT's tech team. And at 8:30, we will have a session by Brian Gold on resume building. And on 21st March, at 10:30 a.m., the hackathon will end, and it would be the deadline for submitting your projects. At 11 a.m., we will have a session by Neha Benny Matthews on women in tech. At 12 p.m., we will have session by co-founders of Code for Cause. And finally, at 7:30 p.m., we will have the result announcement and valedictory ceremony. Again, for any updates and notifications, please make sure to check your mail for the link to join our Discord server. It is mandatory for all participants to join the Access Denied Discord server. Now, Sushant will tell you about the sponsors. Over to you, Sushant.
Thank you, Riddhi. Good evening, guys. My name is Sushant Srivastava. Let's move forward with the inaugural session. Wisdom is not just words. Wisdom is the meaning within words. And hence, I would like to take the pleasure of inviting our Dean, Sen School, Dr. Kitur Harish Mallikarjun sir, to take over in order to address this gathering of bright minds with his words of wisdom. Over to you, sir. He's facing some. Sir, are you there? Sir, am I audible? Harish sir?
Dean, sir.
Sir, you can please unmute and give few words to the event.
Yeah,
Could you
Dean
please
sir,
unmute?
yeah, Dean sir. Can you please unmute yourself?
got disconnected for a while.
That's fine, sir. Yeah. So you can take over the session and deliver a few words. I think he's facing some internet issue. Since we are facing some few difficulties, let's move on to our further part. Yes, let's move on. So the extravaganza associated with AccessDenied'21 would not have been possible without the support of our generous sponsors. We would like to take this moment to recognize all the sponsors who have helped to make AccessDenied a successful event. AccessDenied'21 is proud to announce our title sponsor, Sporto Flexiwear. Sporto is a revolutionary brand of athleisure wear that comes from the house of the famous J.G. Hosiery. The company has a 40-year-old legacy of creating great products for the Indian consumer. The products are loved not just by Indian consumers, but have been accepted and are successful across borders in overseas markets like in UAE. Sporto Flexiwear focuses on people's experience and lifestyles, and their biggest inspiration comes from our consumers who believe in staying flexible in their everyday life journey. Flexibility is the core of our belief system. Partnered with our teams and consumers' youthful energy is what makes us a winner in a daily sport called life. We would like to move forward with a short video from our title sponsor, Sporto. Yes, moving on. Yes. Wisdom is not just words. Wisdom is the meaning within words. And hence, I'd like to take the pleasure of inviting our Dean Sir from Sen School, Dr. Kitur Haris Mallikarjun, to take over in order to address this gathering of brightest minds with his words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to Access Denied 2021. And at the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Bagubali for guiding IET towards greater heights. I'm delighted to address all of you young budding minds. The IET is one of the leading student chapters in DIT, and I'm pleased to see the outcome of what they've been working for. Access Denied, the annual hackathon of IET, provides a great platform for young students from various colleges across India to put their technical skills to use to solve real-world problems. It is great to see such brilliant minds gather together for the appreciation of technology. VIT is indeed a place to learn and a chance to grow. It is a service and learn new things from the domain experts and apply their technical skills. I know all of you have some great ideas with you, We are here to make those ideas happen, to fuel them and get the fruit of innovation seeding from those ideas. It gives me immense pride to say that organizers, faculty advisors, faculty coordinators, students, and all other executives have been quite instrumental in realizing the aim of instilling an appreciation of technical skills and real world knowledge among the participants. I hope you all benefit from the hackathon and the speaker sessions that will be conducted here over the period of next 3 days and take back with you the greatest experience of your career. Regarding the access denied, I think I am really astonished by the number of tracks that you have. You have tracks on women, education, health, blockchain, and cryptography, IoT, and then one more blockchain, IoT, and then one more was there. I don't recollect now. So you have a good number of tracks. That apart, I'm also astonished, equally astonished by the ranging from coupons right up to even internships. So that really shows the amount of effort all the organizers have taken. It is not just an event which is conducted in VIT, so you get the cash prize and it's the end of it. So that's not the case here. I really see the industry involvement here, and it goes much beyond that. And even this hackathon is an event for the industry to scout for the best talent in the country. So, and I really, I'm amazed. So for the next 3 days, in 36 hours, if one works continuously for 36 hours in a team, great, even miracles can happen. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very inspiring words. We would now like to invite our pillar of strength and encouragement, our faculty coordinator, sir, Dr. Bagubali A, without whom AccessDenied'21 would not have been magnanimous. Calling upon Bagubali, sir, to take over the session and to enlighten us with his words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Respected Dean, sir, and all my dear students, a very good evening to one and all. It gives me immense pride to address you all at the commencement of our annual hackathon, the second edition of Access Denied. Firstly, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone for taking out your valuable time to help us organize this national hackathon. The idea behind Access Denied 21 is to develop students in future forward technologies through the hackathon and provide global exposure and esoteric knowledge through speaker session delivered by eminent personalities. With this convention, we look forward to promote creation, innovation, development, which not only embraces one's desire to create and innovate, but also enables one to take steps towards development. On our part, we have made sincere efforts to improve ourselves and to make this hackathon even better than what it was. I take this opportunity to thank the Dean of Sense for taking our time from the schedule and gracing the ceremony with his presence. And I thank everyone whose contribution has made Access Denied 21 happen. Now, I would like to conclude with a word of Roy T. Bennett. Don't let others tell you what you don't do. Don't let the limitations of others limit your vision. If you can remove your self-doubt and believe in yourself, you can achieve what you never thought possible. So during this hackathon, let's create, innovate, and develop. I welcome you all on behalf of IETE team. I declare the hack open.
Thank you, sir. We would like to now move on talking about the other sponsors that we have for our Access Denied 2021. AccessDenied'21 is powered by EcoAR and Doorie. EcoAR is a cloud-based platform for virtual and augmented reality. It provides tools and server-side infrastructure to support developers and companies to build 3D apps. Similarly, Doorie helps to make hotel reservation easier and convenient for people. It is an app designed to anticipate one's requests and preferences and to deliver higher quality service in no time. And this app is just for the users that who wants to focus on their easy and convenient life. The associate sponsor for AccessDenied'21 are QMax System, Craft Gully, Capital Inc., and Yoket. QMax Systems provide high-quality hardware engineering and PCB design services. It has over 20 years of experience in designing complex hardware for the most challenging applications and can provide quick, cost-effective, and suitable solutions for any requirements. Yoket is the largest community-driven online platform for international education. They help aspiring students to study abroad by connecting them to the best universities in the world. Till date, they have helped nearly 400,000 students plan their international education. Yoket uses data science and ML combined with user community's power to accurately match students to more than 50,000 courses and specialization from 1,200 international universities. Our education partners are Geeks for Gigs, Tribe, and Advantage. The media partners for AccessDenied'21 are NoticeBard and Cryptopolitan. We would now like to take a moment to thank all the community sponsors who have made AccessDenied possible for us. This brings us to the end of our inaugural ceremony. However, it marks the beginning of our hackathon. We hope the next 36 hours bring it a lifetime of experience and learning for each one of you. We will strive to provide you the best of opportunities and fairest of judgments. We will now be moving on a session on emergence of women in tech by Anca D Goron, hosted by Anushka. If anyone hasn't registered for the hack and hasn't joined our Discord server, please do so that we'll be closing our hack registrations at 9 p.m. today. Over to you, Anushka.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So we are finally done. And thank you for not muting your phone.
Audio Jungle.
Hi.
Audio Jungle.
Yes. Should I present? Okay.
Audio Jungle.
So I leave the presentation on right now. So even if I answer questions, I will keep the presentation on all the time.
Audio Jungle.
And if I switch like this, it's bad. tell me when is the presentation off?
Audio Jungle.
Yes, I switched to the screen, and now I'm switching back to the presentation. And now you see it? Okay, I leave it like it is.
Audio Jungle.
Do you want me to share the entire screen? Okay, then I will just let me see. So I will share. Can I share a window? The entire window with all the tabs? Okay, because then I will switch between tabs, between the meetup tab. Sure.
Audio Jungle.
No, this one, the presentation, this one with the meetup. Okay, so you want me always to keep the presentation
Audio
and to not see myself, just the presentation. Okay, look. You will show also my face on YouTube? No, you can show it.
Audio Jungle.
Anushka, we are not live yet, no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
All the best. One second.
Audio Jungle.
Shreyan? Hello? Yasha just called you saying कि Anca का voice is coming double.
What?
Yeah, your voice is like double or something. YouTube
And
live is
now?
wrong.
And now?
Shreyan, please check.
Is it good?
I don't know. Shreyan will be checking. 1 second, please. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anushka from IETE-ISF, and I warmly welcome you all to the speaker session of one of the biggest hackathons of IIT, AccessDenied'21. We have a renowned speaker here with us tonight, none other than Ms. Anca D Goron. Ms. Anca holds a PhD in artificial intelligence with over 15 years of research, business, and IT&C experience. Ma'am is the founder of the AI-based startup Doorie, which is a mobile-based platform designed to enrich the customers over hotel experiences according to their preference. Ma'am is also the winner of the Dubai Tourism Futurism competition. Her current work is focused on IoT, smart city, and e-governance solutions. Adding feathers to her already embellished hat, Ms. Anca is also a strong advocate of women in tech, education, and mental health. IETE is extremely honored to welcome Ms. Anca D Goron to inspire us all. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anushka, and hello everybody. It's so nice being here. It is kind of strange to be like online. I usually prefer like a live audience, but I try to manage. So I will be speaking to you on the subject of women in tech. I will be speaking a while, so please feel free to share any questions you have. And at the end, I will try to answer all of them. And also, I brought some slides, and I promise I will have a lot of pictures. So in case at some point you will get bored, you will at least enjoy the pictures, I hope. Anyway, coming back to the subject, we are talking today about women in tech. Why we chose this subject? Well, I just wanted to start as a scientist, as a former scientist, with some data. At the moment, there is like mostly 50-50 of like in the number of people that work that represent the female part and the male side, which is okay. But if we look at the women in tech, we have only 25% of the people working in the tech field being represented by women, which is kind of lower. And if we look at countries such as India or Eastern Europe, where I come from, we have, let's say, a larger number of women in tech, which is actually a good news. But if we go further, and if we look at other numbers, like women in tech management positions, well, here things go down the hill. Why? Because, as you can see here, only 10% of women are in management and executive roles in tech domains, which is not good. And in some countries, even lower. So we need to change that. And that's why I am here. I hope that by the end of the presentation, you will be inspired to try to become leaders, entrepreneurs, or at least to start a career in tech, and to not be afraid to stand in front of any male or any other person that tells you that you are not capable. Yes, you are, and that's why I'm here. So further, I will present to you a little bit about me, about my journey. And I don't want you to compare anything, just to listen and take the things that you feel inspired and just enjoy the ride. So I will start with some things about me. My name is Anca Goron. I am 36 years old. And as Anushka presented, I have over almost 16 years of experience in the IT field. I come from Eastern Europe, from a country named Romania. I am actually born and raised in Transylvania, which is a region of Romania, which many of you know probably from the stories with Dracula. Well, I can tell you that I am from Dracula's land, and what I can tell you is that Dracula approves women in tech. However, even if I was like born in a very, let's say, romantic and dramatic at the same time part of the world, things were not easy. I was born in an Eastern Europe country, which was a communist country at that time, which was a very poor country at that time, which was like mostly in 1985, a long time ago. So I'm a little bit older than you. I started my early years, my childhood, like any other normal person, playing around. I did not use a lot of like construction Legos, or I did not dream of becoming an engineer. Frankly speaking, we didn't even know what was an engineer at that time. So I kind of played like all the little girls with a lot of toys. And I never imagined that I will be in this position. I remember that I dreamt of being a princess, a doctor, and, like an astronaut, but not standing today and speaking to you here. However, life is funny, and as you could see, like later on in my presentation, life is also unpredictable. But the best thing that you can do is try to use what you have to make it better. So let me continue with my journey. Yeah, the first thing that you have to do when you start thinking about your future, and when you are older enough, is to think what would make you happy, right? Well, no. In Eastern Europe countries, usually it's like, what can I do to make my parents happy? Of course, usually parents, they look at you and they always think that you should become a doctor or a math teacher or God knows what. So it's very, very hard to focus and to truly embrace what you are, what you represent, and what you desire. And this was my desire. My desire was to become a dancer, which was actually not a very good idea, considering when I told my parents that, they immediately dropped my dance classes and they tried to put me in another, let's say, path in my journey towards a professional, let's say, life. And to top like the major opportunities that I had, I was also a child, a little girl that was suffering from asthma at that time, which was not very, let's say, helpful, considering that in my time and during those times, let's say, that were not very favorable, it was not very good to have a disease like asthma, which was not very known. We didn't have any medicine. So mostly I was under supervision all the time, kept indoors, not allowed to play. And I could not even think of being a little girl traumatized by the fact that I cannot be like other boys, because I was too scared always for my life and for not upsetting my parents when I was like going into asthma attacks. So let's just say that my childhood was not a dream. Let's just say that I don't have a very good story from my childhood, like when I was happy and when I was dreaming of building rockets. Was not like that. I was mostly trying to fight for my life, to understand the disease and to understand if I have a future and if I survive to have a future at that point. However, all these things, which some of you believe that they might be like obstacles, can be good things if you take advantage of those, the things that nature and God or whoever gives it to you when you enter into this life, and you try to make the best of it. So what did I do? I focused a lot on my creativity. I focused a lot on my dreams. I looked up every night on the sky and I said, there must be something more to this life. So what did I do? I said, I will try to always dream bigger and aim higher. Why? Because when you think and when you dream like here, and even if you don't reach that point, you'll still get here or here, which is up higher than here where you are now. So this is actually the thing that kept me going, my mindset. And what did I do when I was like, let's say, a child coming from an Eastern Europe country and with some parents that were not very open-minded or supportive, and with not a lot of money or conditions to do whatever I want? Well, I started studying on my own. I started like reading a lot of books and using my creativity and using my curiosity to learn a lot, and to aim to go to a bigger university, probably in the States, when I dreamt that that would be like the highlight of my career. So I started thinking of going to an American university. And to be able to go there, the easiest way was to choose a technical or a technological, let's say, profession. And this is what I did. So I started preparing early for a career and for a life in the States. And I focused on tech. I started high school in technology, in IT, and then I prepared for exams to go to the States. And I was so happy because I took a lot of extra curricula, and I was like always trying to look ahead and to see, okay, what can I do that it can help me to reach my dream of studying into a big American university like MIT, Carnegie Mellon, Stanford, or Harvard. And I prepared, and everything went exactly as I planned, until one day when I was supposed to register for my exams to be able to go to in the States. And what happened that day? Well, it was a bad internet connection. What happened that day? I could not register for the exam. What happened that day? I lost the opportunity to be, let's say, admitted in a university for the next year. And I was supposed to go to one year in a Romanian university and then go to the States. So my life was like over. I remember that it was such a tragic event at that time for me. Like, I did not become a dancer. I did not become what I wanted to. I didn't reach and I didn't fulfill my dream of studying in an American university because I lost my chance. For what? For a stupid internet connection. Well, things are as they are. And what did I did? I went to a Romanian, to my country, in a university, in a technical university, and I started studying. And I was miserable. The first year I was so miserable that I remember that it was like I didn't want to go to classes. Although I loved physics, mathematics, informatics, I studied a lot, but for me it was always that I didn't have the opportunity to reach my dream. So everything was bad until one day. My second year of university, I started to learn about artificial intelligence. I remember that it was my first course that year. And when the professor came and he introduced us to the book, in Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach, by Stuart Russell and Peter Norvig, I remember that I took that book with me and I read it in the first week of university. I was so attracted to this field, and it kind of made me like want to live again, let's say. And I was like, I forgot that I was upset that I could not go to the States. And I said, okay, this is what I want to do, so let's do the best of it. So what did I do? I went to my professor and I asked him to allow me to be in his team of researcher in artificial intelligence. Well, things are not that easy because this was like, let me think a little bit, 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago. 15 years ago, in my country, at least, artificial intelligence was a subject at school, but nobody cared about. People were more interested in like cloud computing, C++ programming, and other things. So I was the only one that was interested in my year there. Moreover, I was the only one girl in my class. I was full of guys. By the way, in the university where I was studying, there were not even restrooms for girls. So only when I started studying, they were preparing and they were separating this place is so we have girls, we have our own restaurant. So it was kind of challenging at that time, but I didn't even care. Like I didn't even care once that there might be, I don't know, some obstacle considering that I am a girl. I was so attached to what I wanted to do and the opportunity that it was given by my professor to study AI. So I studied and I became a researcher. And during my studies, one professor from a big university in Argentina, he loved my work and he invited me to be a researcher there at the university. So even if I didn't go to the US, I had the chance to go to Argentina. It was not North America, but South America, and it was great. It was the best experience of my life. And this happened like when I was finishing towards the end of my research career, when I was doing my master and my PhD. So I was studying here in Argentina, precisely in Bahia Blanca, which was a little bit south from Buenos Aires. And this place actually changed my life because I realized that even if you don't have the chance to do exactly what you want, well, you can do approximately the same. So this is what I did. And do you remember that I told you about my dancing classes? Well, here you go. When I was in Argentina, I managed also to take dancing classes. So in the end, actually, the things that I dreamt about, somehow they became true. Not exactly as I imagined them to be, but even better. So I really encourage everyone to not be upset if something does not go directly as they plan, because life has a has a thing about these things to happen, and it kind of makes things happen at the right place, at the right time, and with the right context. So this was my career path as a researcher in artificial intelligence in Argentina, and then, let's say, all over the world. I studied and I was a researcher for 10 years. I studied a lot and I became also, let's say, pro in what I did. And I published in big journals at that time in artificial intelligence, and I even got a lot of awards. And everything was great. I was at the rise of my career. I was doing research. I was doing academia, and I was studying artificial intelligence. And things were like kind of plain at some point, and things began to shake a little bit. What happened? Because I was at the top of the world of everything that I think, that I thought about. Because I was here, okay, not here, but here. And I realized that once I was here, I did not make any plans to go somewhere. So I got stuck here. And then for 1 year, like I started to be more depressed and depressed. It was during my last year of PhD. And then I realized that I needed to stop. I could not anymore. So I remember it was such a struggle to do my PhD thesis, but after I finished, I could not touch any of my research. I could not read any of the articles that I was looking into it. So I kind of went to a very, very big depressed period of my life. So for 1 year, I did not touch any books, and I didn't know what to do next because I didn't want to go back to academia. So it was a very struggling time for me. And I remember that the only thing that I could do at that point was to get out of the situation, so you get a better chance to have a new perspective. And this is what I did. I took a break and I went backpacking through South America. Well, the good thing about being a researcher and working also during the years while I was studying is that I managed to get money. And those money that I earned were like put aside because I did not have a life. I only studied and I was doing research and working. So with the money that I had, I took a backpack and I left for South America for a few months. And there I realized that I love the tech field, but I don't want to be anymore a researcher. What can I do next? So I said, let's go to business. Well, I started to work in different businesses concerning tech areas. So I became an expert in data science and in endpoint security for some very big names in the field. I worked in different countries. I worked with different governments and organizations. And I became a leader, a manager in the business area, in the tech business area, which was great. But even then, I felt that something is missing. So I was here. I managed to get a little bit here. I don't know if it was here or here, but I knew that still this was not my path to go. So what did I do? I said, okay, that's the next step that I could do would be to become an entrepreneur. So I said, okay, I can do this. Never for 1 second I limited myself in thinking that I cannot do this because I'm a woman, or because I was like ill, or because I was not good enough. No, I didn't think of any of this. I was always looking to the point like further in the front. I was always looking to push harder and to try new things. So after becoming a businesswoman, as my friends were calling me, I started my entrepreneurship journey, which was kind of, let's say, cathartic and very different from the journey that I imagined. I started my own business in tech. And after being in academia, after being in business, I was always thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do for the world? And what can I do for myself, considering that I have all this technical expertise? So at that time, I knew that I wanted to do something for improving people's life. And what did I do? I remember a cartoon when I was what I was watching when I was a child, which was the Jetsons family. It was a family from the future which had a lot of robots and IoT around the house to make their lives better. And what did I do? I created an intelligent agent to be a concierge or a smart home assistant. And this was almost 6 years ago. And I was so happy. I started my first company. I even got a partner in the company so we could work better together, because I didn't feel that I have what it takes to manage on my own. Then it was the first time in my life that I realized that I kind of have some fear, and I kind of let's say some obstacles, mental obstacles, because I was a woman. And it was let's say hard from my part to start this journey. And I said, okay, I can ask a friend of mine, to join the business, so everything is going to be better, right? No. Okay, so what happened? This was my first startup, and it was my big failure. It was for the first time in my life where I was here and I went really, really downhill very, very fast in my first failure. But when you do a sport, or when you do like skiing, or I don't know, another sport, the first thing that somebody teaches you is how to fall. And in case of the entrepreneurship sport, the first thing that you have to learn is how to fail. Fail fast and fail without regrets. Why? because you have to start again. So it was a very, let's say, daunting moment in my life when I had to admit that I failed with my startup. That time I put all my money and part of the money that I had from my savings, and I already started to speak and to have some contacts and to have some clients. So it was very hard for me to have to discuss and to have a discussion with the clients to tell them that we actually had to stop the collaboration because the company failed. So I took it as a hit to my, let's say, to my confidence, let's say to me as a woman, let's say to me as a researcher, as a professional, and it kind of made me lose some of the confidence and some of the control that I had during all my professional path until this year. So it was a daunting moment. But what can you do when you have to experience these things? Well, first of all, is to cry. So I did. I was very, very upset, and I thought of quitting so many times. But after a few months, I was again in another journey, this time with my own startup, with no partner, just myself as a solo founder, and yes, with a team of people that I chose and I trusted. And this time, with the lesson learned from the previous startup, I created my business differently. First of all, I thought a lot of how I am and what are my values and how I want to run a business. Then I thought what I want to do, what I can do for the world, and why I want to do this. And then, thirdly, I thought how I can do this. So I used the savings that I had, and I created a second startup called Doorie, which was again a virtual assistant, but this time for hotels. I traveled a lot during my PhD years and even during my break. And I got to see like how is the tourism industry and what it is missing. And based of my experience with working in research, I try to use some AI algorithms in order to improve the life of travelers. And it was quite a challenge, but at the same time, quite a journey. Why? Because the first year when I started, I remember I locked myself indoors and I was like working all the time for my startup. At the same time, I got another job so I can support myself because my savings were all gone into the startup. So I remember that I was working a lot on this new startup, and I met once with a friend of mine, and he told me, like, look, Anca, I know that you are working hard, and there is this new opportunity, and you should try. And I asked, okay, what is it? Well, the Ministry of Tourism from Dubai is organizing a competition in tourism with innovative ideas that can disrupt the tourism world. And he said that you might be a very good fit with your startup for this event. So what did I do? I applied. There were over 300 participants in the competition. And in the end, they chose only 10. Among those 10, it was my startup. And among the winners, it was my startup. So in the first year of my second startup, I actually won an award in the biggest tourism competition in the world organized by the Dubai Tourism Department. And it was amazing. Like, for the first time, I did something myself and it got recognized. Not to mention that my team that I paid and they worked with me day and night, they were like I don't know, very, very happy at that time. And also as we could not believe that we actually made it. And there are, like, in the entrepreneurship journey, there are some moments that will always stick to your mind. Like the moments that you fail, you make a big mistake, and the moment where you have a big win. So this was one of the biggest wins that we had. And at that time, our, let's say, startup got the awareness, recognition, and also a lot of opportunities. And I could go now and speak to investors from Middle East or from other areas to support my startup to actually go internationally. And I was so confident. I prepared a pitch. I managed to go there to enter, to speak with investors, together with other startup founders. But what happened then? I was in a room with other, let's say, 10 startup founders like me. I was the only woman there and the only person that was alone. Everybody had like co-founder or a big team to support them. Well, I was alone. My team was here and they were like working and I could not join in all these meetings. So I had to go by myself. And it was okay. I mean, I knew my business by heart. I knew the pitch. I had the passion and everything, and I could answer all the questions. And when my turn came, so after the investor listened to every guy there, they came and I started speaking and pitching about my idea and what I want to do and so on. And one of the investors, like, they actually put his hand on my mouth and he said, "Please stop talking." And then I I was like, what happened? What did I do? What's wrong? And then he simply walked away. And I was shocked because there were others speaking. Some of them were not as good as they were supposed to. So I was not like the worst there. Why they skipped me? Why they didn't want to talk to me? And after I went out of the meeting with investors, I talked to somebody because I was like shocked, and they told me that, well, Anca, the truth is that you are a woman, and in some countries they don't negotiate or they don't speak to women business matters. So I was shocked. I was appalled, and I said, okay, damn it. I am a woman, so what? Like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher, I'm a business person, so what? What's so special for me, or what's so wrong with me that I am a woman and I cannot get investment for my startup? So this was like a very, very awkward moment in my life, and it was for the first time that I realized that being a woman, it's actually a disadvantage for my business. And being a woman, it actually jeopardizes my business. But what can I do? First, I could dress up as a man and pretend that I am a man. Like Barbra Streisand did that in a movie. There are a lot of Hollywood movies that did that. And I was actually thinking of doing that to go and get investment. But instead, I reached towards women competitions and towards events with women to get investors. And this time I reached to a community that was open to female investors. And those were female organizations and women organizations in tech. And with their help, I managed to get investments, to get more opportunities. And in the end, I managed to reach Forbes' attention and to become one of 100 female founders to watch. So basically, the entire activity that I did with my startup and with all this journey got into attention of one of the Forbes editors, who was very pleased with my journey and excited, and they put me on this list. And it was for the first time when I realized that my role as a woman, as a businesswoman, as a leader, comes with some responsibility. Why? Because it comes with a, let's say, with a challenge and with a gift of inspiring girls, people to do whatever they want to do, follow their dreams, to start their business or to do a career in tech. And I remember the day when I started, when I was officially announced on the fourth list, that the father of a young girl, 10 years old young girl, came to me and he told me, "Thank you so much. You inspired my daughter to choose a career in engineering, and you inspired my daughter to start her own business. She said that she wants to become a businesswoman and an entrepreneur like you." And it was for the first time that I realized that what I do matters for the world and matters for other women out there. And that's why I accepted to speak about my journey. And that's why I started to think of my business, to think of my role, not only from my point of view or like my perspective, but to consider it also as a responsibility to bring some value to the world and to give back. Because let's face it, this journey of mine was full of obstacles, but there is a certain force, a certain energy that kind of made me continue and made me not quit. Although I wanted a lot of times to quit. So it was kind of a responsibility to try to give back. And so this is what I did. I started to work with other people and to help them in their journey. Whether those people were men or women, or they had a startup or they needed an advice, I started mentoring them and offering advices and speaking to them. And also I saw differently my business. After these events happened, I managed to sell my startup to another company in Poland, and they established a new company with new products, and currently they are like rechanging and rebranding everything, and they asked me to become their CEO. So basically I will be in a management position from now on, even if I don't own my company anymore. And at the same time, I realized that I want to give something back to the community, to the world. So I started working with another startup on smart city solutions and to help communities this time. So I want to give back as much as life gave me, and to see what can I do more, considering all the ideas and all the experience that I got. So this was my journey so far. But what can I say is that starting with my years as a startup founder, as a female startup founder, I started to look more into female organizations and to support more. That's why I registered to become a speaker, a volunteer all the time, a mentor when it was needed to all the female startup founders out there, because I also had a lot of challenges. I also had a lot of problems. And at that time, I did not have anyone to support me. My family was not in any business, so I could not have a model. I only had some friend support, and that's all. It was in the end up to me to thrive, to educate myself, to support myself, to cry myself to sleep, and to wake up in the morning and to start from the beginning. And it was actually a transformational journey, because it's hard to go from a university, from being students like you, and going into the business world and trying to learn this as you work. You have to go in a meeting and you don't have time to prepare or to become a leader. You have to go and be a leader sometimes. So it is very important always to give back and always to try to get some people around you to help you. Now it's not the case because there are so many opportunities for you, and I'm sure you already know about many. And if you have any or you need certain advice, I will definitely help you or support you in getting it. These are part of the support organization that I was mentioning you about, and part of which I also collaborate with, and I participate in those events, and I highly encourage you to go and to speak with other women or with other people in your field or in the field that you want to further continue your career, because it is very important to have a sense of the world out there that is waiting for you. For me, I didn't have such clear vision, and sometimes it cost me. It cost me money, cost me time, cost me a lot of let's say, disappointments and problems with my health. But in the end, the most important thing is for you to learn and to thrive and to get inspired and to get up and do whatever you want, but do it with passion. So I just want to tell you all that the journey in choosing a career in tech might be bumpy, as I presented to you. You might have a lot of obstacles, money, or not enough courage, not enough confidence, or I don't know, being a woman and having to please your family or your boyfriend or other persons out there. But mostly it's about you. First, you have to please yourself. First, you have to make sure that you do what you are passionate about. So try to find your own values and try to apply those values in what you do. For me, it was to promote gender diversity and inclusion. Even if this is in an entrepreneurial setup or if it is in a business, women have to be also at the table of decision making. And not only women, I'm talking here about any minorities, no matter of religion, of race. People are always the same, and they all deserve the same opportunities and equal opportunities and fair treatment. So this is the value that I try to put always in my work, even if it's for my startup or for the other companies that I work with. And then it's very important to get mentorship and guidance. Even at my age, I'm 36 years old, and even if I would be older, I think that the mentor is somebody that you can always speak about and speak with also, and reach every time you need it. So let's say that I have a lot of experience like Anushka presented, but I'm always learning, and I'm on learning path, and I always need a mentor and a guide in my life. And of course, a role model. Especially when you are young, you kind of need someone to admire. It can be a parent, it can be a relative, it can be a friend, or it can be a very well-known person. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is to find someone to look up to. And when you feel down or when you feel that things don't work out, just picture that person and imagine what would they do. And then you will have the chance to apply their example and for you to do it. And also very important is try to support everyone in their journey, because everyone, let's say, has their life, has their experience, and it's not always nice and shiny, because sometimes there are things that you cannot see and they are not good things. So try to support everyone in the journey, and also, most importantly, support yourself. And nevertheless, try to focus always on reaching a higher, let's say, spot on your career path, but mostly important, reaching a higher spot on your person, on who you are as a human being. You always have to thrive professionally, but also emotionally and spiritually, because this is when you feel accomplished. And nevertheless, if you are a woman, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to sit at the management table. By all means, you are entitled and you can. I did this a lot of times, and trust me, because of my height, of me looking like a, I don't know, like a pretty stupid blonde girl, it didn't help a lot. But my, let's say, confidence and my experience and my way of thinking and my mindset said that I can do this, and I did. And I didn't die. I'm still here. So you can. And nevertheless, the most important thing that I always encourage to everyone is take care of your mental health. Because the career in tech is not easy, but a lot of times you are alone in front of a computer. It's exactly like me right now. I'm talking actually to my computer in a room in my apartment, and it's very hard to imagine or to picture somebody of you listening from the other part. And this can be very daunting, and it is very important for you to always consider the mental health. And not the least, I think that from all the things that I said here, please take the things that you agree with and follow them. And the things that you don't agree, question them. But most importantly, question yourself. What do you want to be? And there is nothing that can stop you. You can be whoever you are. So thank you so much.
Hi, Anca. Thank you for sharing your life journey. It was really inspiring. Can you tell us why you chose artificial intelligence as your subject?
Yes. Well, it was very funny because I remember when I was a child, I was like always into science fiction movies and robots. And I was also into, let's say, trying to find a cure for my disease. As I mentioned to you, I was an asthma person. I had this disease, and I always try to find ways to cure this. And even if I was not in the medical field, because I hated doctors, as I was always in the hospital, I said that I could use tech to actually find something to help with this field. And during my PhD, I even worked with some researcher from the medicine university to find, like, let's say, to optimize an algorithm for disease diagnosis. And I think that, to answer your question, it was the opportunities that I saw in it, because it's a very exhaustive field, and it can help like everywhere in any kind of field to innovate and to change things. And I was always a change maker, a rebel, and I think that this is why I identify myself so well with that field at the time. I don't know, I kind of had a thing, like my intuition, calling my intuition, that AI is going to be something that is going to disrupt the world. So I wanted to be part of it.
What would you say has been your greatest achievement in your career?
My greatest achievement?
Yes.
Well, for now, my greatest achievement, I think it was when I won the competition in Dubai with my startup, because it was for the first time that I actually realized that I build a product that that people like are actually excited for, and the first time that I realized that I can do whatever my mind thinks. And I remember that I was like, the competition I went alone, and I had my own booth, and I had to carry all my equipment alone. I had like a display and everything to set up and to do demos and to talk to people. And it was a very, like, let's say, exhausting experience, but at the same time, it was very fulfilling. So it was one of my greatest achievements. And for now, I think that if I'm considered like later on in life, my greatest achievement is that I kind of let's say, to accept my faults, my failures, and to accept myself as I am, and that I am a woman, and that I will have some challenges in the life, but with my way of being, I think I can thrive. So yeah, that was another achievement.
Okay, last question. What would you say to all the aspiring females out here who want to make it big in the tech world?
I say go for it. So don't ever think of anyone. So I actually had my parents that were like very upset with me when I chose this career path, but in the end they actually realized that it was for my best. I actually had a boyfriend that kind of, when I told him that I want to go and study in Argentina doing my PhD, he actually broke up with me, and I didn't care, because I said, okay, this is what I need to do, and I don't care if you support me, then it means that you really care for me. But other than that, I need to do the things that I am passionate about and the things that I know that they will matter. So whatever your mind thinks, your body and you can achieve. Otherwise, your mind would not have think of that. So the only limit, it's yourself, and you should not have any limit and any fear. Thank you.
Coming to the end of the session, I express my sincere thanks to Ms. Anca for taking out time to enlighten us and answering our questions. Thank you, ma'am. Now to the participants, there are exciting cash prizes awaiting you for Access Denied. The winner gets 20,000 rupees, the runner-up gets 15,000 rupees, and the second runner-up gets 10,000 rupees. There are also track-specific prizes and other special mention prizes along with it. I once again thank Ms. Anca for enlightening us on this topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Meet you soon in the next session.